Hey New Life, my name is Joe Cunningham and I've been attending New Life since, I want to say 2010. So that would be 14 years back. Been raised in a larger family. I had 6 siblings and I was right in the middle. I was actually homeschooled all the way through high school, so hadn't had a lot of exposure to the outside world, and I was in the military for 5 years. During that time, did 3 deployments to Iraq. I was deployed with a drone unit, or a squadron rather, and we would deploy there. We would do our missions, and it was kind of like a 12-hour shift. During that time, met a lot of unique people and learned a lot about just how the world worked around that, how different people had different beliefs, and kind of just trying to figure out my own beliefs, I think, a little more. It wasn't until after that, when I got out, started working with my brother, my older brother. He invited me to their small group, and I was still trying to kind of figure out what I believed, and had kind of rejected the lifestyle that I had grown up with my parents, which was just like going to church multiple times, but it was just going through the motions. And the thing that struck me with my brother is that it was just part of his day-to-day life. So I would show up there early, 6:30 or 7, and he'd have his Bible open, be reading his Bible. That's where I would say I really kind of connected the pieces on like the Christian life, and started following Jesus like with all my heart and moving in that direction. That was like 2009, I want to say. Once I started attending New Life, ended up meeting my future wife, Corinne, and we got married. We were still pretty young. Before too long, Corinne popped the question, like, Joe, when do you think we should start having kids? And I was kind of caught off guard, honestly. It was just like, I mean, won't that just kind of like happen over time? And Corinne was like, some of our friends were having kids. We, like actively were like, okay, we're gonna, start a family. And that first go, we got pregnant. So we were like, this is great. And went to a clinic and got to see the baby's heart beating, like all these different things happening. And then the next time we went in for a checkup, there was no heartbeat, and we were just like completely like caught off guard, completely just like, how could that happen, And talked to a lot of friends, and they were just like, this is something that can happen. It's like fairly common. They would say, like this had happened to us, that had happened to us, and we ended up having several children. And at the time, you're like, wow, that's great for you, but I don't know if that'll ever happen for us. And then Corinne got pregnant again, and it ended up being like the same result. And so at that time, we were just like, how can God be good and allow this to happen to us? And just wondering, like, man, that really sucks. And remembering, Pastor Troy coming over and not really saying much other than just like, he read a passage with us out of Psalms, and he prayed with us. It was really encouraging. And through that season, kind of questioning and wondering, like, where is the God that we're like following, and like, why isn't he showing up, and why is he allowing this to happen? We started recognizing that even though difficult things happen, we were never left alone. Like, God still had that community that he put us in. The people came around us, whether it was people at work, people at New Life, and encouraged us through that. Several years later now, 10, 12 years later now, we have been blessed with 4 children. And really, I think that maybe part of that process developed, kind of a passion that we have for children and children's ministry. Through my life, Jesus has represented a constant beacon of hope. A person who, while he was here on earth, just humbled himself constantly, humbling himself even to death. So just a reminder that following Jesus is serving others. It is an opportunity for him to shine through our lives and give that beacon of hope really to others.